Okay, we are drawing a very simple derby. This is what we have on the screen. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a simple derby. A four eyelet derby without toe cap, no nothing, just a four eyelet derby. So first of all, you you are going to draw a top line. You remember that your top line is not going to meet the center line, right? So where the center line is going to where the top line is going to meet, let that be the first thing we are going to do. Usually that's not the first thing we always do, but let that be the first thing we are going to do. Minus the reference. Okay, we are here to mark out the reference. For us here, okay, for the instep, this is going to be a lot to have because of this high place. But let's just see what we have here. Okay, it's fairly good. 12. So this is going to be our instep for this job, right? This is our instep. And you are going to draw, you remember you always draw a perpendicular line against it, right? And that is simply like this. Hold, let it go flat by itself, and you draw your perpendicular line right there. For this part, you can use a biro so that the mark doesn't fade due to constant cleaning and all. So that's our instep. I mean, yes, this is our instep and the line. Uh, it means our quarter is going to be within this region, Abi. So for this work, uh, we want the gap between the two quarters to be about, let's say, give or take. Uh, I really don't want to use 1 centimeter because it's going to be very close. So for this case, let's use 1.5 centimeter. So that 1.5 centimeter, by the time you split it into two, that will give us 0.75. Good. So this is 0.75, or let's just use 0.8 so that we don't end up with some fractions. So this is 0.8. If you zoom in well, you see that this tape is calibrated up and down a bit. So a good way to do it is make this part 0.8, the down part also 0.8, so that you can mark at the top and at the bottom parts. Is that clear enough? Good. So we have this. So mark the one position, one here, one here, right? So we go up again so that we can use multiple points to establish a line. 0.8 and another 0.8. So we mark it like this, like this. For a regular debit, it's usually 0.5 for a corporate, but this is more like a casual type, right? So connect all the lines, let them cross this top and the down, because you, by this stage, you don't even know where the cutter is going to end, right? Do you? I know you are genius, but so when we are drawing our top line, it's coming to this part. Is that okay? Is that good enough? Good. So again, so now let's draw our top line. What do we do to draw our top line? We measure from here all the way to the back, right? From this point all the way to the back, and we take how many? We divide it by what? By 3. We have 12.2. If you divide 12.2 by 3, what do you have? You can pause. So we have 4.1. That's when you divide 12.2 by 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 3, right? So where do we mark it, from the back or from the front? Okay, so this is 4 point what now? 4.1. Is that okay? So the next thing is to measure this and divide by 3 also. This is almost 6, or what do we have here? This is 5.7 thereabout. So that's 1.9. 1.9, that's here. Good. So our top line, okay. We also measure 1 and 1.5 here. Thank you, brilliant people. 1 and 1.5 here. Good. You people will soon graduate now. So the next thing to do is to just connect the line, and you're coming inside here. Is that okay? So let's start coming up. This is not the only way to draw your top line. You can, it can be anywhere around here. Just make sure you do something good. Just make sure you do something good. So as soon as you cross here, you will not wait to follow this line again, because usually in Oxford you have quite a bit of space. You want to start covering around here. But as soon as you cut through this line, start making your curve almost instantly, because there's really no space. Is that okay? So we'll make our curve just like that. You can fine tune this curve later when the pattern is on paper, right? But this is, for now, this is a good curve. So you started seeing the differences. We don't have any business here for the meantime. Only the tongue will occupy that space. Now, where this pattern is going to end, uh, for a full length quarter, that is, you see the way we always have full length for Oxford, right? For a full length quarter, you also measure 0.5 from here, from this point, right? But for Debbie, you can have it shorter, making the vamp look a little bit extended, right? So the more you go up, the more the vamp looks bigger, while the quarter looks shorter, right? And it depends on how many eyelets you are going to be having. So for this one, we are going to measure as much as 1 centimeter upward, which is this. We can even measure as much as 1.5, but let's see what 1 will give us first. So once you measure 1, what's the next thing to do? You are going to draw a perpendicular line over the 1, right? So that is basically like this, right? Okay. Now this line that you are drawing down, let it cross this line by 0.5 centimeter. 0.5 is usually around 0.5 maximum, but it can be as small as 0.4, 0.3. So let's mark the 0.5, which is here, right? Are you still following?
Yes.
Is it still very good? Good. So we have here. You see, this mark is the borderline of our vamp and quarter. Do you get? So literally, you can even curve over here, and this this will be your quarter, right? But then let's see our work, and let's see. Uh, there's usually this effect that I like. That is, making the cutter look as if it's pointing backward from here, like this line, trying to rotate this line upward, but still maintaining this point. Is it showing or I've gone out of the view? So what I want to do is to rotate this line a little bit upward, like to bend the line upward. You are not going to bend this one, you are just going to draw another one. But this one you are going to draw is still going to come to this point. And how do you draw it? You see where this line crosses the top of your cutter. Just take it up a little bit. The more you take it up, the more, okay, see it here. Where this line crosses here, the more you take it up, the more slant forward this one will be. Do you get? So if you have something like this, if you take it up again, it will be like from here to here. The more you take it up from here to here, the more you take it up from here to here, that's basically how you reduce the number of highlights you are going to have. So let's say I want to have 3 highlights. I can take it up from here and curve over here. My highlight has been -1, like that. Is that okay? So the more you rotate this line, the shorter it becomes. Is that okay? Good. So let's take this up by that desirable slant that we that that we always want is usually achievable by anything at all but 0.5 centimeter, that's 5 millimeters. The result is going to be this. You are going to draw it back to that exact same point. So you put your tape here, you put your tape also at that point, and you draw it straight there. So this is slanting upward. If this slanting upward is not desirable for you, you can skip it. It's not a must. Is that okay? It's not a must. But if this is desirable for you, you can just, this is how to do it. And the more you take it up, the more it becomes slanted upward. So all you have to do is to curve around here. Find a way to curve around here. Is that okay? Your cutter is there and standing. Now, there's another thing that you might want to also do, and that feature is you might decide to not want equal spacing. Look at this. This is equal spacing here. You might want to have this down part wider than the top part, right? Making it look somewhat like this. You can decide to want to have this kind of thing. Where you do that is, you see this line that you drew that is 0.8 or 0.5 as the case may require. This top one remains in its position while this down one is slanted inward. So the more you slant this line inward, the more you are cutting off this part and the more the base will become bigger. Am I speaking what you can understand, or is already too much to handle? Okay, good scholar student. I believe you. So the more you, so let's say you want to take this, we are not doing it, but let me just demonstrate. Let's say uh you want to increase this space here. You see this line, you can use this one that you have here because it's easier and because this is a perpendicular line against here, unlike this one. So let's say you take it here. By the time you connect your tape from this top here to that point here, all here will have been reduced, meaning that the space will be the same here, but it will gradually be increasing as you go down. Then at that point is where you are now going to draw your curve again. Is that well understood? Okay, good. But that is not our own concern here, so let me get it off. As far as I'm concerned, or even you are concerned, our cutter is halfway done. The only part that is not done is here. Just the same way you drew for your Oxford is most likely the same way you want to draw for this one. You can look for your E region, which is the division of this entire length by 4, and you work with that. So let's measure and divide. For this case, we have 30. 30 divided by 4 will almost be what? 30 divided